Hello, viewers. I am Dr. Smarta, chairman of Interlink, which is a consultancy organization since last more than 3.5 decades, also transforming as well as empowering organizations which are pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, wellness, in all these areas where we find that there is a need to really develop them right from the beginning, sometimes entering into the market right from entry strategy to really transforming them, which are their existing organizations, and also empowering them because I believe empowerment of the organization is equally important as transformation. Today, I welcome our very close friend and very fine entrepreneur, as well as a person who has accomplished very much in his life. And also, all over the world, he is very well known by his own brand known as Omni-Active Lutein, Mr. Sanjaya Mariwala. Please welcome Mr. Sanjaya Mariwala on this show. This is a show which is known as Nutrabytes with me, and that is Dr. Smarta. Good morning, Mr. Mariwala.
Good morning.
It's my pleasure to be with you for this particular few minutes and understand that how have we really built up a sustainable value in eye care business, basically. That I consider lutein, which is the most important and prestigious product all over the world today from OmniActive, has really helped eye care tremendously in the world and also helping today. So how have we really developed this business in eye care in terms of really getting that kind of value and sustaining that value even today?
Thank you, Dr. Smarta. It's really a pleasure to always interact with you and connect with you as an industry doyen. I think you have played a significant role in helping all of us think through some of our issues as well and come to terms with our businesses. So, interacting with you on this platform is a pleasure for me. Talking about OmniActive's eye care business. I think the trick lies in essentially looking at what can we be good at, where we can we make a difference, and we follow a value system in the company which is called improving lives of people. Fundamentally, when you do something, you should have a purpose for it, and that's our belief. That's how we started the company. That's how I got the company started, and I inculcated this belief in all the people who work with me to say, when we do something, it should eventually impact lives of people, and it should make lives better. Okay, so improving lives is our motto, and we make sure that everything we do improves lives of the people in some form or the other. So the eye health business is something we concentrated on as one of the segments of health benefit that should be derived by the people who consume our products. Okay.
So why
Fundamentally,
did you
our
choose? Yeah, why did you choose Mr. Mariwala eye health?
eye
Was there
health.
a specific thought
No, there
there?
was no specific reason. We looked at various opportunities in the nutraceutical space to say where does when we started the Omni Actives, we were looking for a breakthrough in nutraceuticals as an industry, and we said that this was way back in 2003 2004, and we looked at various segments of, and we say how do we look at which product groups do we enter. So we decided that we will enter product groups from the from the point of view that consumers don't buy products, they buy health benefits. That was the belief we started with, and we said if we have to give a health benefit, where can we have the maximum impact, where the products can have an impact which can really work and demonstrate results, and clinically we can prove them, and we can show that it will improve their lives. And we had a bunch of products in our portfolio that we had identified. This was Fortunately, I was coming from a natural products background, so we had certain product knowledge in Cancor, which I was running at that point of time. It was a food ingredients company, but we had many products that could be used in the healthcare space, and we identified maybe three or four products, out of which we picked up the lutein as one of them to say we believe we can make a significant difference in lutein. We believe we can have an impact which can create a health benefit for eye care, and let's try and attempt to build a business in lutein, and that's how we started.
How did you really, because I think you were the pioneers in terms of understanding that nutraceuticals will grow well and
Yeah,
also would be a very big business tomorrow. And you started with the nutraceutical ingredients, not like vitamins, minerals, etc., etc.
yeah,
It says, I think one of the first or one of the three, four first ingredients which are really nutraceutical ingredients you
yeah,
started with.
yeah. That is correct.
Yeah.
So what we did was, see, we were looking at diversifying out of food ingredients. Food ingredients are largely faceless ingredients. If you look at food ingredients, they are incorporated in all the foods around the world, but there is no name associated with it. There is no identity associated with it. You will consume maybe a sausage tomorrow, or let us say you consume a burger. The burger will have our products in it. You will never
Sure.
know it is our products in it. So we looked at creating where else can we have an impact other than food. We looked at two segments: personal care and healthcare. And then we identified healthcare was a new area which is likely to grow. We track the trends of healthcare growth around the world through NBJ and others. We used a couple of consultants to look at what are their reports on healthcare saying. Okay, perhaps you know some of the work you have done also in the past was
Yes,
used by
yes,
us in this
yes,
space, and we
yes.
looked at the opportunities in the nutraceutical space, and we believe that let's put our bets behind healthcare, which is nutraceuticals, and let's create a naturals ingredients driven company which is selling ingredients not just as ingredients but as benefits to the health benefits to the consumers
Sure.
eventually. That is how we set up the nutraceutical entry.
Absolutely. Now, how did it really become so global today? And also, I would say, I always say it in the platform also, that I think lutein, that is omniactive, you have built up a brand in lutein or through lutein as omniactive lutein rather
Right.
than anything. So I think that's kind of, gradation or that kind of height you have achieved in the world. You're also supplying everywhere. So what is that happened that way?
So what we did was clearly we established a very clear roadmap of how we were going to create brand identities for our products. See, all good companies are known by their brands they keep. And we believe that in this nutraceutical space, branded ingredients can make a significant difference to the formulating companies as well as to the consumers. Whereas you see, in a nutraceutical space, product is sold based on its um, true main ingredient around which the formula is built. The main ingredient is what people buy, and it's the benefits of that ingredient that people are looking for. It is really that ingredient which creates a difference because people buy the ingredients also based on the clinical studies you do for that particular ingredient. You could have the same ingredient, but if you don't have any clinical studies to demonstrate effectiveness of your product, you will not necessarily make the same progress as an ingredient with clinical studies. And that differentiation we saw in the market, which was one of the reasons why we entered this market, because we believe that the market will give you protection because you bring clinically studied product, and a clinically studied product can have a significant impact on the willingness of consumers to buy it and the willingness of formulating companies to incorporate it into their formula. That is how we built branding, and then we created a branding based story to sell the concept of branded ingredients to formulating companies, and then eventually also take it to the consumers, that consumers bought branded ingredients.
That's true. I think amongst those ingredients, I think lutein is one of those ingredients where even the professionals, that is, healthcare providers, doctors, specialists, ophthalmologists, also has accepted lutein as a one of the products useful for macular degeneration. I
That's
think I
correct.
would say the first time. I
Yeah.
would not say any other ingredient has that kind of establishment in the doctor's prescription habit.
Yeah.
I think that's also how could you achieve that part?
So I think that's an excellent question. See, the doctors have also recognized that um, there are natural products that work very well for certain treatment and supplements that help their main therapies. Okay, there are very few. synthetic products and solutions that are available in the market that address AMD at an early stage. Marigold has demonstrated clearly what needs to be done as far as the supplementation of lutein is concerned. There is established science there that all human beings have lutein in their eyes, and that lutein clearly it needs to be supplemented if you are not adequately consuming it. Okay,
Right. I think that's a great. In fact, you also had a foresight. Perhaps I look at it as a hindsight. If I look back and
then
also
I
say,
come
okay,
back.
although we worked for, let's say, for the domestic market, you did not enter. I think that was also your thought. Look, it's not a time at this moment. So,
That's correct.
that kind of vision, how did you really think through and say, and then you rightly have started very recently, or maybe a few years more, a year
That's right.
before, the kind of domestic. So, any specific thought you had that time?
So we looked at the markets and we said let's look at where should we have the maximum impact and where is it that it's going to be the most make the most difference. Where are we going to make the maximum difference? Point one. Where are the largest markets and what ultimately we are in this business also for commercial success. And it's not just glory. It is also it's truly for generating a business growth that we you enter in a business. When you have an opportunity in a market like United States of America, which is the largest market in the world for nutraceuticals, and the growth potential that you see is available to you, you want to reserve your capacities, your capabilities in your focus into one market so that you can grow significantly. And you have to, business is like a football game. It's not like a cricket game. You have to hit one goal at a time. You cannot hit sixers.
That's true. Very, very true.
Go
Now,
after one goal at a time. That is how we
yeah.
set up our goals. And we looked at market maturity models and then decided which products to take to which markets first.
From other point of view, also from your human resource point of view, also I see a lot of efforts you have taken, and
Yes,
also a lot of insights you have in terms of really getting right people, right positions to be filled up. And that's why perhaps you have prepared a kind of sustainable organization or
that is
entity.
absolutely
can
correct.
you
You
can
see,
you tell
that's
me
very
about
important.
that?
It's
Yes.
very important to build up a sustainable organization because to in order to build a you see if you it depends on the goals that you set for yourself. We set a very clear goal that we wanted to be a global company. We wanted to expand all over the world, and we wanted to have an impact in the world as an ingredient supplier of a quality product, of many quality products, and of sustainable supply chains. And that's essentially the vision with which we built the company. We believe that the customer, we believe, we still do, that the customers and consumers, formulators and companies across the world will buy into a sustainable supply chain model. They will want traceability of raw materials in their ingredients. They will want safety. They will want authenticity. They will want to know the source of the seed all the way up to the formulation, how it is made and how it is put together. They will want excellent quality systems, and to do all that, and they would want great technology in the which deliveries are, product delivery forms are applied. And with that put together, you have to build the best of people to be able to deliver those kind of promises and vision. So if you don't hire the best, you will never get the best out, okay, of people.
I agree fully with you. But how does it really it originate? Is it originating from spices? Is it originating from your, let's say, business from the family? Is it originating from you, or you have something which where you get the kind of energy, even today, the kind of
Good
from where
question.
you get it?
Energy is I think it is genetic. I suspect. I don't know. Maybe it is to do with what you want to achieve. Once you set your
Right,
goal, then you have that energy comes from it's self propulsion. It's a self propulsion engine. It gives you
right.
energy from within. Okay, and
Yes.
the most important thing here is to look at what you can do to create the right kind of enterprise, applying the right kind of value systems. I think we have always been taught as is in the Mariwala family that we should be entrepreneurs. We should hire well. We should have we have a very simple system in our family, which is one person runs one company. Okay, Two people don't run one company.
That's
So
true.
each person has to create a business and create its own his or own. You can have more than one company, but you cannot have more than two people, more than one person in one company.
In one business.
That's correct. Absolutely right.
That's
That's how
now
we
you
look
also.
at our business.
Yeah, sure. So I think that furthermore, I think I would say much more, acclamation or whatever you call it as a uh, give kind of honor to you. I think there are few families who have looked at the CEO
Yeah,
as an independent, person on whom you can rely on the organization. And I
yeah,
think you're also one of those first, few people
yeah.
who would like to beyond family. So what is that kind of thought process you have so that how do you sustainably further beyond you, beyond everybody, beyond Mariwala family? I don't know what exactly thought you have.
So as you grow and as your business expands, you need to create maybe more businesses, maybe more opportunities. Um, I am. People ask me when will I retire. I don't think my wife always believes that I will never retire. Okay, and
No, in fact, Mr. Mariwala, same question they asked me. I said, I tell them very clearly, till I work, I'll work. When I can't work, I can't work.
I
That's
can't
it.
work. Exactly correct. So it's just a matter of what you do and how you do it is the difference. Maybe
Yes.
maybe when you're younger you have a lot of energy and you do a different type of work, and when you're older you do a different type of work. And I think that's really the change that you need to bring about. And as you bring that about, you realize that you need younger people more to run some of the work that you were doing at one point of time, which is where the CEO comes in. You got to delegate things down to a younger CEO. The philosophy I operate with is that I have to keep the age of the company low, okay, so that there is
Sure.
more energy there, and they keep doing new things and they get new ideas, and
That's
I have
it.
to guide them with the vision of what are the opportunities that I see and let them go after it themselves. And I think that's the best way to deal with this. You have to let
That's a
go and let
beautiful
them
con-
do the work. Yeah,
that's a beautiful concept, Mr. Mariola. I really like that concept because I think the age of the enterprise should be always young. I think that's
yeah.
a very
Always young, always
and
fresh, always
yeah,
hungry.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. I think that gives the energy, that gives a kind of bubbling kind of
absolutely correct.
enthusiasm in the organization, and
No,
also
no, it
chances
not
for
only gives
everybody.
the bubbling to the organization, it keeps me young as well.
I know. That's true. That's true. That's true. In case of Setu, how would you like to really say few things like this is
So
a
it's not
separate
only
business
Setu,
which
we
is
have actually two companies. We
yes,
have Setu and we have OWN, which is
yes,
acronym for Omni Wellness.
yes,
We operate in two segments, primarily domestically. We are focused in India, which is the question you asked me about India. We had
yes, yes.
reserved India, we had kept our India focus only for retail products,
Hmm.
formulations ourselves, not
Yeah,
go with the ingredients largely,
right.
because we wanted to get the finished products out into the space. So what we have done is we have looked at Setu as a internet engine through which you approach a certain segment of the consumers who buy on the internet, and OWN is a company we use to approach through the practitioners and approach another segment where people buy products only based on doctor's prescription. Those are the two very clear segments in India that are growing very well. The doctor segment is also growing, and the internet segment is also growing. So our intent was to address both these segments. So we have two brands, both go out through this route into the market.
So in fact, from our research, Mr. Mariwala, it has been, kind of found out, I have found out, that almost 63% of nutraceutical sale is through pharmacists.
Absolutely
Although there
correct.
are many other outlets are there, but they are from pharmacists. And most of the doctors who do not know even nutraceuticals, they prescribe nutritional products. So I think
Yeah,
all the things put together, I think your bifurcation is very apt.
yeah,
Now, during this journey, were there any specific challenges you faced? Because risks, I won't call it because they are part of our entrepreneurship.
yeah.
They're,
See,
they're,
challenges
they're
also are important point to understand. Yes, there are
yeah,
challenges we face. That is, um, for example, we have our own website at Setu,
yeah,
okay, to make the sales happen. But we also get a hell of a lot of sales out of Amazon
mhm,
or Flipkart,
yeah,
okay, or Nika,
yeah,
because those are also large portals that have established great business opportunities. Now, these are challenges. You need to learn how to work with Amazon. You need to learn how to work with Flipkart. You need to learn how to work with Nika. So you need to create those capabilities and develop the, their own pathways. to create sales there. So those are challenges you have to overcome. The second part is
So as digitalization is coming more and more, be relevant. That's the kind of thing which you
getting
are
more
talking about.
relevant is the challenge that you have to constantly do. So you have to
Yeah.
keep getting younger and younger.
Yes.
And these are challenges that only the young understand. So your
Yes.
team has to be younger and younger. So the real challenge here is that we have to lead it. I'm a 60-year-old who has to lead a team of 25 and 30-year-olds. So we have to relate to each other as well, and that's a different generation altogether.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Now, how at the end, because now you have built up this organization, you feel, okay, what kind of contribution as per your own thought process or your own value you have done and you would like to do for tomorrow? Because lastly, when we were discussing about in your office, we felt, okay, how important it is to really give the kind of not only the quality at the manufacturing level, but at the quality at the patient level or a customer level. And you said that these are logistics we would like to really do, which is most important for the quantity and the quality has to be reached, the customer intact the way it is. So like that,
Absolutely. See, that's
yeah,
the most important point. You see that when you put a brand out, you need to have an identity for your brand. You need to have a story of your brand. You need to have a visual vision of your brand in terms of what it is going to do to the consumer and how the consumer should perceive it. And the most important part there is to ensure that your packaging, your distribution, your branding, your labeling, your performance of the product, the way it looks, feels, the way it performs, the way it acts, is consistent with the brand identity you have chosen. Okay. If you are going to be at a certain price value point, okay, you need to deliver that value, and the consumer has to see value in that. Okay, if he is paying 100 rupees for it versus if he is paying 700 rupees for it, there's a difference. At 100 rupees, he will expect a certain type of product quality and performance and packaging. At 700 rupees, he or she will expect something completely different.
absolutely.
And if you don't consistently perform with that, then you will lose your identity and you will get lost somewhere in the rat race, where the consumer will get confused as to what is it that this product is trying to do. We have not understood it clearly.
So the question which you are asking yourself, how do I consistently make a difference, innovate, and
Absolutely correct. That's
that's
where
where
the
the
value
entry
comes
barrier,
in.
yeah,
And
and
that's where you create anti barriers, and that's where you have fun doing the business.
absolutely, and also that creates the kind of anti barrier for others
Yeah,
to really follow because they have to follow you rather than going ahead of you. So I
absolutely
think
correct.
that's also very
That's
important.
the name of the game. You have to set
That's
the
the
lead
name
and
of
you
the
have
game.
to move forward
Right, right.
at a faster pace.
Absolutely. I think I have almost finished my all thoughts, and basically we talk about sustainability, growth, and scalability. They're the three
Yes,
words which we usually use. So
correct.
where do you think now you are in the scalable position now, or further you will scale up? Growth is there,
I believe we
sustainability is
can. The
there.
growth is the only way. It's we have to continue to grow. Otherwise, you if you don't stay ahead and grow, I think you will get caught and you will become a speck on the wall, which people will forget. Why are we doing some things that we are doing? We do it only to not just, yes, of course, to make money, but eventually to also leave a little dent in the universe. Okay, so that people remember us for what we have done differently and uniquely. And the whole idea here is to continue to create that growth story and make a difference in both spaces, the B2B space that Omni is in and the B2C space that Setu and Own are in. The idea is here is to create a little dent and make a difference in the lives of people that consume your product, improve the quality of their lives, improve the quality of the lives of the people who work with you and who are dependent upon you, your vendors and your suppliers and your stakeholders, and make sure that when you leave the scene or you create an enterprise, it has a roadmap or a track in the steps of which others follow. That's basically what we are trying to do.
I think that's likely to happen. I'm quite confident on that. How does really family feature into this? Because you are, I know, as a very family person.
Yeah.
So how does it really? How do you get time? What do you do? So how does family feature in this entire? I would put it the scenario.
So I think, of course, you will have to ask my family that question in terms
I
of how
know,
do
I
we do it.
know.
But I try to spend as much time with them as I can. I take many short breaks. I take some time out from work because I'm a very intense person. When I work with high intensity, and when I holiday with high intensity. So I make that distinct difference between the two parts of my life. But having said that, as I said, we have one person per family per company
For business. That's it.
for business. So the Setu business, my son is running now. I'm only
Fine.
helping him. I'm only guiding him. It is his business. He runs it. So
Fine.
that's fun to watch him also do his bit and grow the business.
Sure. So thank you, Mr. Mariwala. I think it was a great pleasure to be with you, talk to you, and understand your values and how, I think, in one word, I would say you are making a difference in the lives and the health of people. I must tell you that, right?
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Dr. Smarta.
Thank,
Wonderful.
thank,
Great interacting
thanks,
with you.
thank,
Thanks a
thank,
lot.
thank, thank.
Bye.
Well, viewers, you have heard Mr. Sanjay Mariwala with his all very, very deep and engraving thoughts. I was really very, very, very pleased to really meet him once again, as I meet him always. But what I could see that how important is entrepreneurship is, and how important this entrepreneurship should be till the end. Look at his gesture in appointing a CEO and again becoming an entrepreneur and a guide to his son as well as to others. I think it's a difference which he's making in the world right from beginning. When I asked him about how did he choose this healthcare, how did he choose his eye care, all these things which he has explained to you, I think they're so amazing and so appealing that you find that I think this is a way you should really develop a business, any business. And also you have seen how did he business, how did he sustain his business, and how he would like to scale the business. He's young and remains young and would like to remain young. I think these are the few characteristics which are very, very important for us. Similarly, the care for the patient or care for the customer. He is so good in ensuring that the supply chain becomes very important and the quantity which he supplies and the quality which he supplies with the safety, etc., it reaches the customer. I think that's hats off to him. I think very, very well done for his own self as well as for the world. And believe me, this is the only one product today, as I know personally, which has been acclaimed, established, accepted by medical profession for macular degeneration. I think I must say all credit to Mr. Mariwala. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much.